One of the most anticipated anime of the summer 2025 season is here. Based on the manga by Kei Urana and graffiti artist Hideyoshi Ando, Gachiakuta is the story of Ruto, a boy from the slums of an idyllic floating city. Framed for a crime he didn't commit and tossed into the rancid garbage pit far below the city, Ruto will do whatever it takes to survive in the hellish depths. Let's talk about everything that happened in the first episode of Gachiakuta. A city with white brick paved streets floats high above the ground. Its well-to-do citizens think nothing of the trash they toss in chutes that lead to the depths below, often throwing away items that could easily be mended. A girl discards a torn stuffed dog, which makes its journey to the garbage facility. A hooded figure looks over the facility from a ledge above, then jumps down to search the trash for treasure. The trash raider is discovered by law enforcement, known as apostles, and barely makes an escape as a gunshot grazes his arm. The stuffed toy is nestled safely inside his bag. On the other side of the city wall, the tribesfolk make their homes in the patched and rusty buildings of the slums. A boy named Ruto sets out his reclaimed items for sale. The tribesfolk know he's the trash raider, and worry about him bringing the apostles down on them all. Ruto's friend Chiwa scolds him for raiding again, but he tells her the items are all perfectly usable and help him earn money. A group of boys approach and mock Ruto, telling Chiwa that the gloves he always wears are hiding something disgusting underneath. He doesn't react, until they call his father a murderer. Ruto's glare is enough to make the boys take a step back, and after a few more cruel words about following in his dad's footsteps, they leave. Chiwa tells Ruto that she believes in him and knows he's a good person. He blushes and starts to give her the stuffed dog he mended, but they're interrupted by Chiwa's mother. Ruto returns home and his adoptive father, Regto, immediately starts teasing him about Chiwa. He saw everything, much to Ruto's embarrassment. But more importantly, he says, they need to talk about the trash raids. Regto, who found Ruto as a baby and raised him, says that they're not so bad off that they need to take such a huge risk. He notices the wound on Ruto's arm and tells him to take off his coat and gloves so he can treat it. Regto also changes the bandages on Ruto's hands, which are blackened and scarred. Ruto knows only that the damage was caused by his father, and the gloves, a gift from Regto, somehow reduce the pain. Regto warns Ruto that all criminals are thrown into the pit, never to be seen again, just like his father was. Then he changes the subject, encouraging his adopted son to tell Chiwa how he feels about her. Ruto blushes, and as they banter, a hooded figure hidden in the shadows outside listens. The next morning, Ruto walks to Chiwa's house to give her the stuffed dog, but his thoughts turn to the pit. All trash ends up there, he thinks, as he sees another criminal fall into the blackness while a crowd cheers. Chiwa interrupts his thoughts, and Ruto stammers out that the stuffed animal is for her, though she might not like it since it came from the garbage. She accepts it with a smile, and they both blush. Ruto races home to tell Regto that he found the courage to give her the gift. In his excitement, he runs right into a group of apostles and gets knocked to the ground. He stands and continues on his way home. Ruto opens the door, expecting to see Regto's kind face, but instead discovers a grisly scene. Regto is sprawled on the ground, bloody and impaled with a blade, as a masked figure crouches over him. Ruto rushes at the attacker, and everything goes dark. Ruto comes to, nose bleeding, as the figure picks up a book from the floor. As they leave, Regto calls out weakly to his son. He tells Ruto to run away and change the world. As his hand falls from Ruto's arm, the apostles rush in and tell Ruto that he's charged with murder. Despite his protests, he's arrested and taken to the execution area. A crowd gathers. Ruto looks at the angry faces in the mob, and his eyes fall on Chiwa. He calls out to her, but as he watches, she calls him a murderer's son and drops the toy he gave her. Ruto curses the crowd and spots the masked figure among them. He falls into the pit, vowing revenge as he plummets. He opens his eyes with a start and finds himself on a dump site that extends as far as he can see. The heap rumbles, and a massive monster emerges from the garbage with a roar. What did you think about the series premiere of Gachiakuta? What's going to happen to Ruto now that he's in the pit? Find out by watching episode 2.